Hey guys, Sam here from My Geek Review with a special guest for today's video blog review. This is Jazzy from Raging
Hey, what's
Nerds.
up guys, Jazz here. I'm going to be here as a guest for My Geek Review. I'm with the one and only Nash. What's up guys? So we are here to talk about
The Dark Knight Rises.
the third installment to Christopher Nolan's most famous version of Batman. Yes, The Dark Knight Rises.
What a movie.
My God.
Let's just start off by saying, if you haven't seen this movie, stop this review right here because most likely there will be spoilers inbound.
I don't know about you guys, but if you have any means necessary to get this movie, I don't even care if you download it illegally.
Now, mind you, we are not promoting illegal downloading.
Yeah, we don't promote that. We just want you to see that movie. The movie is really good, but
It's a great movie. It's well done. It's just the acting is great. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
The story, the dialogue.
If anything, if you guys have the money, I say you guys get $40, $50 and watch it on IMAX, because normal theater might not do justice for this movie, and you guys need to see this.
And don't sit in nosebleed seats. Don't sit at the very bottom. Don't sit at the very top. The closer to the middle you can get, the better.
Fight for them. Fight for them. If you have to pay some people off to get,
if you have to pay for your ticket 3 days in fucking advance,
yes,
you
please,
do it.
Please. Speaking of which, we're gonna be talking about the movie as well. I don't even know where to start. I honestly don't know where to begin. This is a really epic movie.
Let's begin at the beginning. Batman Begins, the first of the three.
I don't want to spoil anything for the fans, but let's begin with Batman Begins. The first movie, well, it's not as great as the other two.
Of course not, because it was the beginning. It was just him getting his footing in the Batman series.
Yeah.
And while it was definitely amazing, I love the recurrence of Crane in this one. How he's a character, he's a supporting character, not a major player like he was in the first one. Definitely good.
Christopher Nolan's take on the Batman series is a little more realistic in a sense, because of the fact that what scares me is, I mean, most of you guys have heard of the news in Colorado. There's
absolutely.
We can't.
We're very of course, we at My Geek Review are very sorry to hear about that.
We are,
and our condolences go out to the families of those who are injured and those who obviously have passed away.
We have, our condolences to those family. Our hearts are out there. Shout out to them. Especially Christian Bale. Thank you very much for visiting them on the hospital in Colorado.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
There are good people there who puts faith back in humanity, but
what little left we have.
Yeah, lol. Speaking of the movie, back to my point, it's like the realism is just. It's possible. It could literally happen. It could be happening in the city of Chicago. It could be happening in the city of Los Angeles.
New York even.
New York even.
More likely New York.
These are... It's in the realm of fantasy, but the scary part is it might be possible.
It's close enough to reality. The tech isn't out there like Star Trek is.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Star Trek, Live Long and Prosper, all that stuff. But the tech, unlike Superman, where you have this alien from another planet who just crash lands on Earth and starts saving the world, who's flying.
Yeah, very.
The Batman series, the Batman franchise, Christopher Nolan's Batman, the original Batman from DC Comics, it's all very realistic. It's all very possible.
Guys. And the thing is, literally, like, going back to, like, the Colorado incident, I mean, the guy just said he was the Joker with red hair and whatnot. Booby trapped his own house. Even the police say it's going to take days to disarm that booby trap. But it is, I'm not saying you guys should go out there and do whatever Bane does, but this is...
Please don't.
Yeah,
we don't need more hopped up people drugs. I don't need people running on the streets with venom tubes at their back.
We're just saying this is Christopher Nolan's take, and it's very, very realistic. So mind you, that Scarecrow is not the Scarecrow you know from the animated series. He is not the guy.
No, he is much more demented.
He's much more
demented.
He
is much more powerful. If you've seen Batman Begins, then you'll know what we're talking about. If you haven't seen it, please, once again, stop this review right here. Go rent it. Go borrow from a friend. Do what you need to do, of course, within the realm of legitimacy, to see Batman Begins, see The Dark Knight, and then see The Dark Knight Rises. If you can't do it all in the same day.
If you could do it all the same day, it would be great. So going back to Batman Begins, Christopher Nolan's interpretation of Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's, actually.
Ra's al Ghul.
They got one thing that really bugged me, a couple things that bugged me about all the movies. Mispronunciation of Ra's al Ghul, not Raz al Ghul. Those of us who actually followed the original, or at least for me, its original is Ra's, and how it's Master Bruce, not Master Wayne.
Yes, so basically, yeah, going towards the movies, if you guys check it out, is his take for Ra's al Ghul is very cool. I like it, but I don't feel like he did much justice for Ra's al Ghul.
He didn't. Where was the very impressive detective?
Where was the Lazarus Pit?
Seriously, it just showed him coming back time and again.
Actually,
where were the Lazarus Pits?
Actually,
they
the
mentioned
Lazarus
them.
Pit isn't actually the Dark Knight Rises, but we'll talk about that later. This is Christopher Nolan's interpretation of the Lazarus Pit and whatnot, but it's very complicated in a way. We're gonna have to explain it to you, or you're gonna have to watch the movie. But speaking of which, going back to the movie, Ra's al Ghul, he was great. He was a great mentor to Batman, but I think it could have been better. I think the real mentor for Batman in the first movie was literally Alfred with Morgan Freeman. That's his,
Lucius Fox.
Yeah, Lucius Fox. That's like he's great mentors, and arguably they might be his mentors. But,
they're definitely influences on him. If not his mentors, they're definitely big influences for Bruce Wayne, Batman, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, the biggest
the Dark Knight.
The biggest thing that bothered me about Ra's is the fact that it's like he didn't seem that strong the way I always pictured him in the comic books or in the animated series.
Ra's to me is this badass who only when he wants to and it's necessary will he lift a finger. Otherwise, he has the League of Assassins, the League of Shadows, whatever you want to call them, whatever you know them as, do his dirty work for him.
Yeah, if you have a group that you're leading known as the League of Shadows, you should be giving Batman a hard time. Like, not just use fear gas at all. You should be giving him the hardest time he'll ever have in the whole movie.
Absolutely. Yes. You should kick his ass time and again. Only through beatings can you learn. I mean, Jazzy here is a martial arts instructor, I'm a martial arts student, and we both know that the more you get yourself beaten up, the more you learn, the stronger you get. Yes. I got a fractured ribs in martial arts, and that makes me weaker. No, it's making me stronger.
Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. So they should be wailing on him, not leaving him be.
Another bad guy in the first movie, aside from Scarecrow. You know what? Let's dive into it. Scarecrow.
Jonathan Crane.
Yeah, he is the main. Well, I don't want to say he's the main bad guy.
For the first one, he is.
Yeah, but he's actually the antagonist throughout the whole movie. You'll see a lot of them, and it's okay, but it's not the way I've always interpreted him. I've always interpreted him to be the crazy doctor, but
yeah, the meek, mild-mannered kind of psychotic guy who you don't give a second thought about until it's too fucking late.
Yeah, and it's like seriously, like the way I've always pictured Scarecrow is like he doesn't rely too much of the gas. He has like varieties of it. Just the fear gas. You have the fear powder, fear injections in his fingers. If you guys played the Arkham Asylum game,
definitely.
Please do.
Please, guys, check out Arkham Asylum. Great game. I'm actually playing through it right now. I'll review that when I'm done with the game. Maybe I'll get Jazzy in to do a review.
Yes.
If I can yank his chain and pry him away from work for a few minutes long enough.
Exactly. So but everything else, I feel like everything is there. I mean, Batman has his gadgets. He has his training.
Absolutely. I love the gadgets in this one.
Mm-hmm.
When he was filing down the batarangs, that was just a great scene. I mean, you see him at the wheel making the batarangs himself. That was a great scene.
Are you kidding me? The Batmobile was the best. The Batmobile. If you guys haven't seen the Batmobile in the first movie, if you haven't seen the first movie, there's the Batmobile. The Batmobile is, according to Christopher Nolan's world, is not a Batmobile. It's a mobile tank.
It's a fucking tank,
it's a
guys.
Tank. And it's a tank.
And we're not talking military grade tank. We're talking better than military grade. With like, I was either in Dark Knight Rises, I don't know if it was heat seekers or if it was SAM missiles. Those of you who don't know what SAMs are surface to air missiles.
Yes, this tank has a lot of capabilities. It has a machine gun. It has grappling hooks. It has ability for turbo and jumps. It has my most favorite one is in the movie where like the highway chase or the freeway chase where the tank goes on stealth mode. It just disappears off the map, and it doesn't even like literally like camouflages himself. It just goes like all its lights just turn off to the point where you just see black, and that's how and it just goes silent mode.
That's what I love about the Batman reality. Because this billionaire, the Batman universe, pardon me, it's this billionaire, millionaire player, whatever you want to call him, with access to all this tech. In Dark Knight Rises, he has fucking portable EMPs.
Yeah, so moving on to the next movie, The Dark Knight, I'm sorry. This is where it starts getting better. I mean, and
before we begin, I would just like to say shout out, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. You were a phenomenal Joker. No one will ever be able to top you. Rest in peace. Your legacy will live on.
The Dark Knight is what made the Batman legacy great for Christopher Nolan.
Absolutely.
It's, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, the overall movie was great, but if it wasn't for Heath Ledger...
No doubt. If Heath Ledger didn't play the Joker, that movie would not be the same.
That would be a B-rated movie at best, guys. Yeah.
I can't even put into words how important the Joker character is to the Batman universe. And Heath Ledger really brought the Joker alive. He made us scared. He made the Joker even creepier. And I didn't think it was possible. I mean, this is a guy who, throughout various incarnations, he's either crazy or he was dumped into some kind of chemical acid that disfigured him. No one knows who Joker really is. Some say Jack White or something like that. Some say Jack Napier. I don't remember. But no one knows Joker's real identity. And Heath Ledger really captured that essence of, he's a madman. And like Jazzy was saying, if Heath Ledger didn't play the Joker, Heath Ledger really helped make The Dark Knight.
And the thing that's great about The Dark Knight is this is where Christopher Nolan's screenplay comes to play. If you guys haven't seen Inception and all his other movies, it's his clever writing. It's the fact that you see all this planning. You see the fact that, the Joker is, one of the most brilliant minds in terms of heists, in terms of hostage situations. I mean, even that movie, Joker was talking, he has like a lot of, phrases for, introducing a little bit of anarchy to society. And the sad part is he has a point. Introduce a little bit of anarchy. And
absolutely.
That scares me because he's right. He's right for most of the part. And I mean, like, this guy is just insane. I mean, Heath Ledger captured it. And the character Christopher Nolan created as the Joker is the Joker we know. It's not the Joker as of, from the animated series. But this is the Joker as in if someone is like the most, as if Einstein just goes crazy. You lock up Einstein in a dark place. That's basically him.
That pretty much just captured. If you got a genius, if you locked up a genius and the genius went crazy, that would only be a fraction, honestly, of how fucking creepy the Joker is in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, so, and now let's talk about the other bad guys in The Dark Knight. You had, this is the funny part, I'm just bringing this up. They had fake Batmans. And it's funny because there's a game out now called Gotham Imposters. And there was the
Bats versus the Jokers.
Yeah, there was imposters in
great game actually, guys. Yeah. It's like, if you guys have played Team Fortress 2, it's a Batman themed Team Fortress 2, but for a more mature audience. If Team Fortress 2 is for little kids, Gotham Imposters is for people college age up, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, but the imposters are there, so it's great to see that, Christopher Nolan has that kind of humor, but at the same time, like I said, it's realistic. Some people might want to copy Batman, and, well, there you have it. Instead of gadgets,
copy Batman? Hell no, I'll take Crane, thank you very much. Scarecrow, villains all the way, guys.
So, the other bad guy, for the second movie was, who else was it? Two-Face.
Dent. But more towards the end, Harvey Dent, Two-Face.
Harvey Dent
wow.
It was really good leading up to Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
It was very clever the way they made Harvey Dent. Because,
Harvey Dent.
certain things the Joker said that make him turn to the other side, plus the fact that the burnt face, the other half, that
completely
was really
scarred.
Good. His coin, is exactly
classic Two-Face. You flip the
classic
coin.
Two-Face. If it's good, he fights for good. Your chances are you stay alive. If it's not, you die.
You got a 50-50 chance. Heads or tails. Heads, you die. Tails, you live.
But I'm kind of.
I love the scene in the car with Two-Face. Heads, you live. Tails, you die.
And he shot the driver.
Yeah, exactly.
He shot the driver.
He's like, "What are you doing? You live." But your driver wasn't so lucky.
Yes, exactly. The thing that disappointed me about Two-Face is, I love the character of the Two-Face, but the problem with me is, I guess I'm really picky with the Two-Face because I grew up with him being a mob leader.
Absolutely.
He was a lone gunman, and I'm thinking to myself, like,
he went from DA, prosecutor, district attorney, lawman, to leading a mob, yet in Dark Knight, they kill him off before he can really do anything.
He just died off. We couldn't see the great potential of Two-Face. He's supposed to have like a little bank heist. I mean, he doesn't have a major role in Batman's. This is my my interpretation of Two-Face. He doesn't have a major role in Batman's life. He's just there to kind of distract them. But he had moments where he almost,
because according to the animated series, and I'm not talking The Batman, I'm talking about the old school...
The 1993, 1994 one,
where Harvey Dent is a best friend to Batman, Bruce Wayne. Well, to Bruce Wayne, rather. And turning into Two-Face, there's still some of Dent left, but it's mostly the psychotic Two-Face leading the way. That's what Two-Face really should have been, in my opinion.
But they had it good, though. They had the character good. They had the flip coin thing good. They had, that's basically Two-Face.
Alright, it's starting to get dark out here, guys, so we're going to skip ahead to The Dark Knight Rises now.
Alright, well, let's go to The Dark Knight Rises.
Great intro, in my opinion. It really picked up... It didn't pick up right where the other one left off. It picked up a few years later. It was interesting.
This is 8 years later after the Joker. There's basically, there's 8 years, I don't want to... I'm not going to ruin any spoilers, but let's just say Batman isn't in his game anymore because of what happened in The Dark Knight. Also, what else?
Bruce Wayne with a mustache and goatee, I believe, right?
Yeah. But let's just, I guess, skip to the bad guy, the main bad guy, Bane. And Christopher Nolan, if you're watching this video, I thank you for making Bane because a lot of people, contrary to.
But I do have to ask, if you are watching this, Chris, or Mr. Nolan, whatever you prefer to be called, what happened to the Venom? I grew up with Bane being this guy who's hopped up on this drug Venom. Please, what happened to the Venom?
Yeah, well, honestly, a lot of people always thought Bane was about the Venom. Contrary to popular belief, Bane is actually a very clever guy. He was a mercenary before he was a...
He's intelligent, but the Venom makes him stupid.
He was raised in fire, forged in darkness. That's Bane. That's the Bane I know about. But Bane is big, but, I mean, I'm not gonna...
And he's bad.
And he's bad, but he's not the big bad we know where he goes hawkish on you. I mean, a lot of people...
Which is a nice change of pace, actually. Yeah. It's nice to see Bane appearing to be the mastermind of things.
Yeah, well, technically he was. I mean, he
was until we found out that Talia was in charge.
Yeah, so, spoiler alert, Talia was in charge.
Talia al Ghul.
Talia al Ghul.
Bruce, one thing I loved about The Dark Knight Rises is that they have two of Batman's love interests in the same place.
Yeah,
Selina Kyle, a.k.a. Catwoman. And Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, so, spoiler alerts, so, if you guys are watching this video, make sure you still think that Bane is Ra's al Ghul's son, because that's how the movie interprets.
Spoiler alert, Jazzy!
Yeah, spoiler alerts. So, but in terms of Bane, thank you very much, Mr. Nolan, for,
Absolutely. I loved how you did Bane.
Bane, and he's a mercenary.
Leading back to what I said earlier about how Crane was involved, it was really interesting to see Crane, after anarchy took hold, Ra's al Ghul got his wish to an extent for Gotham to start to cleanse itself through fighting and infighting.
Yes. And, so, you have Bane, I mean, he just takes over, a lot of things. He is basically making Batman, he basically broke the bat. That's the best way we could put it.
He absolutely broke the bat.
But of course, him suffer, not just externally, but internally. So you guys want to see that movie to see what happens.
You've never seen Batman like this, where Batman is actually broken, quite literally. His back is out of place. His vertebrae is sticking out. He is weak. He's been beaten down mentally and physically.
Yeah, so
thrown into a pit where no one's supposed to escape from.
Yeah, so like basically, yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Like like a lot of comic book fans always believe that Bane's major role for Batman is the first bad guy to injure Batman, the major injury to Batman, and Christopher Nolan was true to it, which is cool.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool. And so moving on to another bad guy.
Although you know what, something comes up later. Actually, before we move on, going back to the original. In the original series, Lucius Fox does tell Wayne, correct me if I'm wrong, that the suit is knife-proof, correct?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yet, later on in The Dark Knight Rises, you'll see Talia stab Bruce right through the suit.
Well, you guys always want to put the fact that this is a realistic interpretation of Christopher Nolan. Like there's still nothing out there that in terms of Kevlar and flexibility that especially like what Batman has to wear. There's no such thing, I guess, man-made. This is just my theory.
That we know of. I mean, who
that
knows
we know
what
of
the military is keeping to themselves.
Yeah, that could stop a knife kind of just driving into your. There's always that little weak point, like a chail.
That's true.
Chainmail. But
let's talk about Talia.
Let's talk about Ra's al Ghul. I mean, Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Talia al Ghul.
I'm not going to talk about her. You guys have to watch it. I'm going to talk about her. But
we'll leave that one a surprise for you. Who Talia's identity really is.
You guys will see her. And the next one is the other bad guy / good guy. Well, everybody knows this because we saw her on the previews. Catwoman.
Selena Kyle
is in the movie, and I loved her a lot. She was hot.
Played by Anne Hathaway, I believe, correct?
She was really pretty, but the problem with me is the fact that the actress is Anne Hathaway. I mean, I grew up knowing her as the cute little, Princess Diaries girl. And honestly, it doesn't affect me at all. But it's just that when I look at her, she's not...
It's hard not to see, what's it, Mia Thermopolis, I think it was.
I mean, every time I look at her, even though she has a sexy way of moving, she doesn't present the exotic nature of Catwoman. I don't feel any... I don't know, this is just a guy thing. I don't feel any sexual need to see her. She's just there. I just want to hug her and pet her. Because she's just that cute little girl who's lost. But,
exactly. I mean, she did a great job playing Catwoman, but she could have done better. She could have been flirting. Where Catwoman wasn't Catwoman because she wasn't flirting. She flirted a little bit, but there was not enough flirtation with this Catwoman.
She wasn't as flirtatious as the Catwoman we know, but Anne Hathaway knew that she had an innocent face, so she played innocent in certain parts, and that was really good. That was good for Catwoman.
I mean, you first find Catwoman. I mean, you know it's Catwoman the minute you see her jump out the window.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I was really disappointed about Catwoman is she doesn't have none of her gadgets. Except for her goggles.
Her goggles, which were interesting.
Where's the whip? Where's the nails?
Exactly. Where's Isis, her cat?
Yeah, where is that? They show where she lives, but I don't see no cats.
And who's this friend of hers? Anyways, guys, it's getting dark here, so we're just going to wrap this up in the next minute. Definitely go see Dark Knight Rises.
It's a watch, so let's see.
Phenomenal movie. Just to sum it up, you've got Catwoman, Bane, Talia al Ghul, an appearance by Ra's al Ghul. Yeah. You've got Jim Gordon. Always love Gordon.
So let's go to the positive. Let's talk about the positives first. Great movie, clever storyline.
Great storyline. Great acting.
Really good. True to the comic, based on, even though it's Christopher Nolan's interpretation, still true to the comic. That's what a lot of people love.
He's still got Alfred right by his side, guiding him through every step of the way.
True to the comic and suspense through all out. You just don't know what's gonna happen. And me and Nash will tell you right now, the ending will surprise you. There is more to Batman.
That meets the eye.
And when I wink at you, when I mean more to Batman, I'm not just talking about his gadgets, but there's more to Batman you have to see. Also,
that's all we're going to say on that.
Yeah.
Definitely, guys, this is a great movie. This is definitely a C. So please go see it.
Yeah, I'm giving this movie around maybe a 9.5 out of 10.
That is a high rating.
That's the highest I can
Once again, guys, I'm Sam from My Geek Review. This is Jazzy from Raging Nerds.
Jazzy from RagingNerds.net, guys. Check it out.
We're out. Bye.
Bye.